Welcome back, and what in the Solana is going on here? It appears that maybe the Solana ecosystem watches the Cryptoviser videos here, because what we've been talking about is really this major meme coin crash that happened in Solana. And really, all of the celebrity coins and all of the meme coins, they were all launching on Solana. And so while we've been waiting years and years to see what these blockchain ecosystems and developers have been cooking, during the bear market, apparently for Solana, the answer is pretty much meme coins. And so, as I've explained over the last few months, we are going to continue to see a drain in the Solana price and valuation until we see major changes in the development and the direction of this ecosystem. Because what we're going to do in today's video is I'm going to show you the data. We're going to look at the actual numbers on the dashboards to understand what actually occurred during the meme coin frenzy back in January and what Solana is doing now, because it's a major shift, it's a major change, and it goes into what we've been talking about on this channel, is that basically all the valuations are going to be going straight into the fundamentals, right? Everything else besides fundamentals is just speculation. Meme coins is speculation, NFTs are speculation, what the president is going to do is speculation, whether the ETFs are going to get approved, speculation. This is all speculative frenzy. And the markets price these things in before they happen. So while everybody's super excited about, oh, well, we're going to get Solana ETFs, it's like, okay, but why is the valuation of the coin going to go up because of this whole situation? Well, there are some positive things that Solana ecosystem is doing, and we're going to be covering that along with some of the challenges that they have as we move forward, and also understand, is Solana a good investment for our portfolio? Make sure you guys give the video a free thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss a new video. We upload almost every single day to bring you the latest happening in the financial world. And if you want to support the channel, click the join button down below to learn more about becoming a channel member, or you can leave a super chat down below. So Solana has been dropping fairly precipitously since its record high just a few months ago of $260. And Solana has been in cool down mode for a while now, basically 2 months since that drawdown. Daily network fees have plunged more than 97%, basically going from making money to not making money if you were a network validator, right? Transaction volumes have cratered, and even retail magnet Pump Fun is fatigued with fewer than 1% of new tokens now reaching tradable status. They're saying the cooldown isn't a collapse. Yes, it is. It's a collapse, but it looks like a recomposition actually. So basically what they're talking about here is that we're starting to see a shift away from the meme coin narrative. I think that a lot of the ecosystem participants in Solana and developers and investors, they all kind of agree that the meme coins need to go. This cannot be what Solana is known for. And currently, that is what Solana is known for. I mean, what else? What else does Solana have? Staking? Okay, all the other ecosystems have staking. Big freaking deal. DeFi, the other ecosystems have DeFi as well. Big freaking deal. What is Solana doing that Ethereum can't do, that Polygon can't do, that Avalanche can't do, that all of these other ecosystems cannot do? Well, I don't know the answer to this question. You guys really have to kind of assess that on your own. Anyway, beyond what we've been hearing with the Solana meme coin situation, we know Solana ETF filings are basically getting pushed to the SEC, and these will probably get approved at some point. But remember, the market is pricing these things in, right? So we need more than just an ETF, because effectively what we see with the ETFs is there is an initial pump, but then everything goes back down. We need actual fundamentals, sustainability, and actual projects that are going to be long-term use cases for this ecosystem. And as I've been explaining, the reason we're going to continue to see a drawdown in the Solana price is because the whales, the big money, the smart money, they're selling. Solana whales have begun offloading Solana amid a $200 million staking unlock, and Solana whales have already sold nearly $50 million of recently unlocked coins. And so you have to understand, like, this was a staking play. They locked their coins for 4 years, and now they can pull it out. And obviously the price has appreciated significantly over the last 4 years. But it's really important to understand that when they immediately sell, okay, it's like they want out. They want out of the ecosystem. This is one of the reasons why I don't stake in locked staking mechanisms like Internet Computer Protocol. We talk about a lot on this channel, and ICP has lock staking, right? You can do it for very short periods of time, but they also have longer periods of 8 years, 7 years that you can lock your coins in staking for. But then you don't have liquidity for these coins. You're not able to access the coins, sell the coins, and you don't know what else is going to go on in the ecosystem. I'm sure a lot of these people who staked 4 years ago didn't think that Solana would be known for meme coins this cycle, but that's what's going on. And so basically, at the time of the unlock, the tokens were valued at roughly $206 million, representing a 446 gain from the initial staked period. After they were unlocked, the whales started to dump their holdings. Data shows that over 420,000 SOL tokens worth $50 million had been unstaked by 4 Solana wallets at the time of the writing. Following the unlock, another analytics firm said that the whales started offloading their funds. One wallet dumped nearly 260,000 Solana tokens worth over $30 million, and other wallets sold about 16 in Solana. So they're dumping these coins. Granted, they may not dump the whole 200,000, but they still are making 400% in returns on their initial investment. And so why are they selling? Well, as I've theorized before, in my view, it is moving into other ecosystems, right? When they sell, these big money whales, they're putting their money where they think they're going to make more money, and they don't think they're going to make more money in Solana, hence the reason that they're selling. You could even say, well, Cryptoviser, they're just hedging their position. Hedging their position in what? What else is Solana offering besides potential ETFs that are going to be coming out? And people say, Cryptoviser, you have Solana derangement syndrome. You just hate Solana. It's not that I hate it. I'm looking for reasons to like it. And by the way, we're going to be talking about some really good things like this story about PayPal activating native Solana and Chainlink support for their users in US territories. And remember, don't forget to give this video a free thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss a new video. Now, again, I don't know how widely used PayPal is, and then again, how widely used PayPal crypto is. And then one step further is how widely used PayPal crypto and specifically the Solana ecosystem, that they would need native Solana. But it is interesting that they're making this pivot as well. And so crypto users in US and US territories can now buy, sell, and hold transfer Solana and Chainlink directly on PayPal for the first time. Before the new listing, customers can only use PayPal as a payment method to buy Solana or Link on MoonPay, a crypto native service provider. Solana and Chainlink prices were relatively unchanged following the news. Because this isn't really news, right? Just saying, oh, well, now you can withdraw your crypto from PayPal and nobody really cares. Like, guys, people who are using PayPal for crypto at this point, they're not using it for payments. They're using it for speculation. And this is why I don't even think that PayPal is using that much crypto, because people use exchanges or Robinhood or something like that for buying crypto versus going on PayPal, right? This is not like a widely used thing. And again, a lot of these ecosystems with the announcements in the bull run, which we're in, I remember back in 2017, 2018, we had announcements of announcements of announcements of announcements, right? They would say, in 2 weeks, we're going to be making an announcement about a new product that's going to be coming out in the future on Ripple. And people would be like, oh, wow, this is amazing. And the XRP price would go up 10x. And then in 2 weeks, they would say, as we stated 2 weeks ago, we have an announcement. Then the announcement is in 2 weeks, we're going to be announcing the exact date of the launch of this new technology. And then everyone's like, well, what's the new technology? Well, we're going to be launching it on Ripple or whatever blockchain. I'm just using Ripple as an example. And then 2 weeks would go by and they say, okay, on this date, we're going to be announcing the actual technology that we are releasing. And it would be like a 4-month process of just announcements of announcements of announcements of announcements. And all of these announcements of announcements were just literally for pumping the price. And then they would make an announcement. They're like, we're launching XRP on Ripple. And people are like, what? Like, it's already on Ripple. Anyway, you guys kind of get it. RippleNet, I'm specifically talking about. But anyway, you guys kind of get the point. So these announcements of announcements are just announcements of like non-interesting things. Like, let's be real. If Solana gets approved for an ETF with or without staking, Is the price going to go up? Probably. But is it going to stay up? That's the question you got to ask. Is the price going to stay up? Because otherwise it's just a pump and dump. It's not a sustainable pump. I personally think that the market is pricing in it, like even though we're going lower in valuation, the market is still pricing in the fact that we're probably going to get a Solana ETF. And so the fact that we're pricing this in as we're dropping tells me that we're going much lower and that the whole meme coin thing was just a real big pump on all the metrics in the market. And by the way, I'm going to show you some data in just a minute, but before we go there, I'm going to show you this major pivot in the Solana ecosystem. I'm drinking coffee on today's video. What are you guys drinking? We're going to get to these stats in just a minute. But Kristen Smith steps down as the Blockchain Association CEO to lead Solana's policy push. Major pivot, right? Major. We went from meme coins to the former CEO of Blockchain Association, which was basically a lobbying group in Washington to really represent and push crypto-friendly laws and legislation and all of that. And so the fact that she's going over Solana to lead their policy push, this is very interesting stuff because, again, like the Solana ecosystem, I think they realize and know, and the big money, because there's still big money in Solana, the big money knows they cannot continue with the meme coin nonsense, right? They need real technology. They need real integrations. They need real back-end integrations into these technologies and into these like enterprise companies. But the thing is, a lot of these companies don't want to onboard blockchains because number one, they don't trust it yet. Number two, they don't know with the regulatory situation what that means. And number three, it's just not widely accepted yet. I think that once there's stablecoin legislation, this is a journey. Like most people in crypto, they expect everything to happen like in one fell swoop. And that's not how it happens. It's not how it works, right? The market goes gradually and then suddenly, right? Gradually, we start moving higher little by little, and then boom, we go really, really high. Or we start going down, and then boom, we go really, really high. That can happen very rapidly, but the whole cycle itself is fairly long. I mean, 4 years, we have 2 years on each side, right? 1 year bull, 1 year bear, 1 year kind of sideways trading. Not exactly this is just kind of like the estimation of it. But the bottom line is that these ecosystems, there needs to be real integrations. And I think that hurdle is the regulatory environment and comfortability. We've seen BlackRock, Wall Street get involved in ETFs. This is making investment funds and investment firms more open to utilizing these ETFs as investment vehicles. And by the way, guys, don't get anything twisted. You had retirement funds back in the previous cycle, 2020 and 2021, literally investing in FTX, a brand new company that was literally a scam, a Ponzi scheme, right? They weren't investing in Coinbase. They weren't investing in Bitcoin itself. They were investing in FTX, right? Like what? And they lost all their money for their fund participant, their pension holders or whatever. It's really ridiculous. And so there needs to be, and we've seen, right, the Bitcoin ETFs, we've started to see some companies integrate blockchain technologies into their services. They're already doing it. But people are expecting like one day Amazon is just going to come out and say, oh, we're using Bitcoin and Ethereum for DeFi immediately. Like that's not going to happen. Maybe they're testing it already. Maybe they're already using blockchain technology, right? I mean, think about it. A few years back, JP Morgan was saying that Bitcoin is a fraud. It's not real money. Anybody who uses it, they're going to be fired at their company, while simultaneously creating their own blockchain that they later sold to Ethereum developer Consensus called the Onyx blockchain. They created their own cryptocurrency called JPM coin. And then people were like, oh, look, JP Morgan is getting into crypto. It's like, no. They were fudding crypto so that they can promote their own coin and blockchain. That's exactly what they were doing. But in that scenario with JP Morgan, the crypto community was cheering it on, like, oh, JP Morgan's changing their tune on crypto. It's like, no, they still haven't. They still haven't. And so we need these backend integrations. Solana wants to be a part of that, right? We're already seeing Ethereum getting backend integrated, Bitcoin getting backend integrated, some layer twos getting backend integrated, Chainlink being backend integrated, but Solana wants to be a part of that. And now they're hiring Kristen Smith. She's going to be resigning from her role at the industry group, Blockchain Association, to become the first pro crypto, to lead the layer one blockchain Solana's new policy push. She's going to begin her new role as president of Solana's Policy Institute in May, according to her X post. And this is what the post said. She said, I started the Blockchain Association at the first employee. We've grown from a small group of passionate advocates into a leading force in DC. We've successfully shaped conversation around blockchain's potential, yada, yada, yada. And then basically, I will start as president of Solana Policy Institute to continue the incredible journey. So I would imagine we're going to see Solana getting back in integrations into companies or government systems or whatever at some point in the future. But this is probably not going to happen until next cycle or the cycle after that. They may test some things over the next few years as the regulatory environment eases and people's comfortability and corporations' comfortability in the space increases. But again, this is going to be a journey. It's not going to be like a light switch, as we say on the channel. Now, going to the data, because this is really what it matters, right? Solana says they want to go back to utility. They want to go back to the fundamentals. They don't want to be known for meme coins. Well, great. I mean, a lot of their fundamentals are good. I mean, they do have very high transaction throughput, as we've covered various times on this channel. Current transaction per second is about 4,500. Let's refresh and see. Still 4,500. Taking a sip of black coffee while we're looking at some of this data. But guys, they have very high transaction throughput. This is why a lot of companies and ecosystems are looking at Solana for this technology, because it can handle it. I mean, think about the meme coin thing. They didn't use Ethereum. They didn't use Polygon. They didn't use any other ecosystem. They used Solana. All of them. All the celebrity coins, all the pump and dumps, all the scams, all of them use Solana. Yeah. Anyway, so if we look at the 1 year chart, this says all time, but it's only going back 1 year. But this shows you active wallets on Solana, wallets that signed in at least once within this observed time frame. So in the 1 year, what you can see is that back in October, we started to see the activity, the active wallets increasing. September and October seem to be the time where the markets are preparing for the pump, for the November, December pump. That's what it seems like. It happened in 2023. Here it's happening in 2024. And this is for all the ecosystems, not just Solana. But you can see here that the activity started to pick up. More active wallets started to kind of be very consistent through the beginning of the year into February, when we saw the major dump, basically when meme coins and the whole Argentina situation collapsed that market. New accounts are staying stable. If we look at some of the other metrics on the network, like transaction volume, what we can see here is there was, again, back in October, November, we saw the major increase in total transaction volume. This top line is the total transactions. At the peak, it was around a little bit over 400 million transactions in a day. And while we have dropped, we're still basically about 60% total. It dropped maybe about 40% from its peak. But we're still, it's a lot of transactions, 300, 200, 300 million transactions a day. It's a lot. And if we just look at the network activity, you can see that there is still a lot of growth on the network. We are seeing fees on the network this is probably one of the biggest drawdowns. This is network fees on Solana, fees for successful non-vote transactions, which are paying for the network usage. You can see here that major jump in the Trump pump, right after the election, and then a major drop in the fees. And then the fees started to pick up at the end of January. This was at the height of the meme coin situation. And you can see here that this spike to the upside here on fees These are the type of spikes that you need to look for. These type of spikes are anomalies in the market, and typically these are indicators that when you see it really high to the upside from a price perspective or really low to the downside, typically you're going to have a reversal in the opposite direction, and that will be a little bit more prolonged than the spike itself. So if the spike lasted for one day, the drawdown could be for months or weeks. And that's exactly what we've seen. Massive drawdown. I mean, at the peak here, it was the base fee was 1,900, priority fee was 122,000. I'm guessing that's Solana. And then where we are today is basically 1,800 for the base fee. So the base fee is the same. It's the priority fee that's dropped. I mean, the priority fee was 122,000. And today it's 7,000 or 6,000, basically under 10,000. So yeah, I mean, that's a significant drop. And what was a lot of that priority fees probably going for? Again, just to pump this whole meme coin frenzy up. And when metrics spike like this spikes the rest of the metrics in the market as well, and the network activity and the users in the network and all of this. But as much as it goes up, we can call it a crash to the upside. Typically, you have the reversal crash to the downside. So these are the things that we have to keep an eye on. You know, the network is still performing. The network is still maintaining its dominance in transaction throughput and number of transactions compared to other blockchains. It's still very high. But we have seen a major drop, and this is something that we have to keep an eye on and see if they're able to maintain and grow and keep out all of the nonsense like the meme coins, because this really puts a huge damper on the whole ecosystem. And really, because of the pricing going down, the funding also stops as the price crashes. So it kind of pauses all of the ecosystem growth until there's a floor and people feel comfortable enough to reinvest. Because the only people really reinvesting at this point, it's retail traders, right? Retail everyday people who are like, oh my God, Solana came down 50% now. Obviously, I got to buy the dip. I mean, you could buy the dip. Personally, I wouldn't be, because we know the whales are still selling, right? So until we start seeing in the billionaires reinvesting their money and kind of pivoting to Solana, I don't know that we're going to see an uptrend. And I also do think that a lot of the Ethereum upgrade stuff that's coming up end of April, early May is also going to push a lot of the narrative away from Solana into Ethereum and the layer twos on Ethereum, because it's going to improve that network. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Solana is real about this pivot? Do you think that they're really going back to utility and the fundamentals? Or do you think that the Doge coins and the PP coins and the Shiba Inu coins are going to continue to wreak havoc in the Solana ecosystem? Love to hear your thoughts down below. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you when I see you. Crypto on.